When you're doing a statistical study, one thing you need to have a very clear idea of is what is the population that you're studying and what is the sample. The sample is the individuals that you actually look at directly. The population is all the items that you were interested in the first place. So population is the items you're interested in, whereas sample is the ones you actually look at. So just as an example, let's say we're interested in Americans' TV habits. Well, in that case, our population would be all Americans, right? Of course, it's very difficult to phone every American up and say, hey, what did you watch last night? So instead of doing that, we're just going to take a sample. So we're going to say we survey random Americans. The thing we need to make sure we do, though, is that these random Americans are actually representative of the whole population. So say we take some individuals from each state or something. I mean, if I only ask the people in Texas what do they watch, well, then I'm not getting an idea of what all Americans watch. I'm only getting an idea of what all Texans watch. Or say I only ask people in urban areas. And there's nothing to say that people in rural areas watch the same thing as people in urban areas. So again, I'm not getting my population in that case would not be all Americans. It would only be Americans in urban areas. If I'm okay with having the population being American in urban areas, that's fine. But if I really want to know all Americans, I have to ask all Americans. Alright, let's do one more quick example. Let's say I'm a quality control guy and I'm supposed to test the reliability of some companies' laptops. So I go in and test 30 of their laptops on January 12th. Okay, well, the sample's pretty clear. Obviously, the sample is those 30 laptops I tested on January 12th. The question is, what is the population? You're probably tempted to say that the population is all laptops that the company made, right? Well, not really, because the laptops I tested were not representative of all the laptops the company made. They were only representative of the laptops the company made on January 12th, right? So the real population is all laptops the company made on Jan 12th. And the reason is you never know what goes on with the company when I wasn't there. Maybe they knew I was coming and they beefed up their production standards that day. You don't know. When I write up my reports, I have to say these are the standards of the laptops that were made on January 12th, because that's the only day I went. If I really want to know the standards of all laptops the company made, then I would have to go back on several different random days and each day take some random laptops and test them, and then I could take all of that data and get an idea of all the laptops the company made. But if I only go one day, my population has to be restricted to that day. So that's really the thing to keep in mind. I mean, usually when you're doing a study, you have a good idea of what population you're really interested in. You just have to make sure that however you do your survey or your testing, the sample you take is actually representative of that whole population. Because if you don't take a sample from the entire population, then you get biased results.